Well, hello, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Michelle Nedwick, and I make healthy lifestyle videos that include some new recipes, some fashion content, some beauty content, a look into my life, and I'm also documenting my journey on a GLP-1 and Weight Watchers. So today I have another informational talk because I have been so stressed out at work. I have a jury trial coming up next week. The charge is menacing by stalking. I'm not going to get into the details, but that's actually a very difficult one to prove. And I also haven't done a jury trial in a couple of years. I've done trials to a judge, but not a jury, and I'm getting really nervous about it. And because I'm so stressed out, I am experiencing insomnia. I'll wake up anywhere between 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning because I have to go to the bathroom. Now, I've said in the past, the GLP-1 does help my nervous bladder condition, and it does, because I used to get up like 5 times in a night, but I still can't go a whole night without getting up. So I'll wake up at 3 or 4 in the morning, and then I can't get back to sleep because my mind starts running. And, and then I try not to think about the things that are stressing me out, but then my mind goes there anyway, and then I can't get back to sleep. So I'm going to talk about what to do when you are experiencing insomnia. But first, I'm going to give you a little life update. So I told you a few videos ago that I was going to titrate up to 12.5 milligrams of TIRZEPATIDE. So I did do that last Friday, although actually I only did 12 milligrams. I didn't do 12.5. And it's been really strong. And I don't know if it's in combination with being completely stressed out, but I have felt more nausea than normal. So I am due to take another shot tomorrow. I'm thinking about maybe going down to 11. I don't know if I've lost much weight. I haven't been able to work out. I have been trying to make sure I get enough protein. I have been drinking the Fairlife chocolate protein shakes that have 30 grams of protein in it. And then I have my collagen peptides in my coffee in the morning, and that has like 18 grams of protein. Now, it's not full protein, but I had read somewhere that if you have the collagen peptide type protein and you pair it with essential amino acids, that you can count it. I don't know if that's true or not, but my collagen peptides do have the essential amino acids. So right off the bat, that's about 50 grams of protein. And then whatever I have for dinner, I try to make sure I eat the protein first. So I am trying to be conscious of that, but I really need to get into a better nutrition plan, and I really need to start working out. But I am definitely letting work stress get to me. And, it's all coming on the heels of being so upset when I had to put down my poor kitty Kylie, who was 15 years old and very ill. And then I got sick. I had an upper respiratory infection, and I am still dealing with lingering effects from that. So anyway, to make a long story short, I normally do videos on Wednesdays and Sundays. And you guys know, on Sundays, I've been doing a Weight Watcher motivation series. I go to Weight Watchers with my best friend, Gina, and I come home and I talk to you guys about the topic of the day. And it doesn't really apply strictly to just Weight Watcher members. The topics that they discuss, that applies to anybody who's on a health journey. So I hope you find it very motivating. So I for sure am not going to stop doing my Weight Watcher motivation series, but I may have to cut back to one video a week for a while, just until I get through this crunch that I have at work and am able to finally do some relaxing. So that should be in a couple weeks. So I'm not sure. I'll try to do another video next week in the middle, but if not, know for sure that I will publish on Sundays. So, like I said, I've been experiencing insomnia, and I looked on the internet. If it's on the internet, it's got to be true, right? And I got some pointers on how to deal with it. So I printed it up, and the writing's pretty small, so I'm going to put my readers on. Excuse me. It's what happens when you get older. So it says, if you're experiencing insomnia, here are some things you can do to improve your sleep. Number 1, focus on sleep hygiene. Establish a consistent sleep schedule. Go to bed and wake up around the same time every day, even on the weekends. Well, let's talk about that for a minute. I'm not going to do that. I enjoy sleeping in on the weekends when I'm able to. So I'll just try maybe to have a more reasonable bedtime on Friday and Saturday nights so I don't sleep in quite as long. But this week I'm averaging between 4 and 5 hours of sleep a night, and it's really catching up to me. So I get the idea behind this recommendation. There's no way I'm setting an alarm on the weekends. So the next thing, create a relaxing bedtime routine. This could include activities like taking a warm bath, reading a book, or listening to calming music. So that's an idea. I'm not a big bath person, but I see on TV, when they have the candles and the glass of wine and the soft music and relaxing in a hot bath, I could see how that would be relaxing. So if this keeps up, maybe I will check that out. Make your bedroom conducive to sleep. Keep it dark, quiet, and cool. Consider using blackout curtains, earplugs, or a white noise machine if needed. So I do listen to white noise. It's actually brown noise is the one I listen to, and I have it playing on my phone, but I play it through a Bluetooth speaker. And I've gotten so used to that, I can't really sleep without it. So I do that, and it does help. Limit electronics before bed. The blue light from screens can interfere with melatonin production. So isn't that interesting? I will have to make a concerted effort to stay off my phone and my iPad at least an hour before bed. And I also take melatonin gummies, so I don't know if they work or not. They probably help a little, but I never knew that about the screens. I know, like, in the middle of the night when I wake up, I don't want to grab my phone, because the minute I grab my phone and start scrolling, then I'm definitely not getting back to sleep. But I hadn't heard about it before you go to bed, so something to think about. Be mindful of what you eat and drink. Avoid large meals, caffeine, and alcohol close to bedtime. If you're hungry, have a light snack. So I don't snack a whole lot, especially now that I'm on a GLP-1 before I go to bed. So that's not really an issue for me. I will on occasion have a glass of wine or two, but I do notice if I have more than 2 glasses of wine, it does interrupt my sleep. But this is basically saying don't drink wine close to bedtime. So I will keep that in mind. If I'm gonna have a glass of wine, I'll have it with dinner. And exercise regularly, but avoid strenuous exercise right before bed. Now, I have noticed that when I'm in a really good exercise routine and I'm working out 4 to 5 times a week, I do sleep better. And I remember when I took my family to Hawaii back in September of 2023, and I did do a vacation video with that. But I let my daughter plan the whole trip, and she was amazing. She had this very detailed itinerary for each days with options. She made reservations for us. She made sure we saw all the things that you're supposed to see in Oahu. And a lot of the things she had planned for us was very active, almost too active, actually, at least as far as I was concerned. We hiked Diamond Head Crater. That was super tough. It was like 90 degrees, sunny, and it's like hiking a mile up. And by the time I got up there, my legs were shaking like crazy. We did kayaking, we did snorkeling, and even though there's a 6-hour time difference in Hawaii, it's 6 hours before us, and I'm Eastern Standard Time, I was sleeping really soundly. And so there definitely is something to exercise and sleep being linked. Now, I do have an aside. So my daughter, who you've seen in some of my videos, and if you check out my vacation recap, you'll see her there. She just got married last September. We've got her wedding recap in one of those videos too. But anyway, for a living, she does ultrasound at the Cleveland Clinic. And she works really hard, she makes a good living, but her dream is to become a travel agent. So she just got started and opened up her own website, and I will put some links to her website and to Instagram where she is looking to plan vacations for people. And I'm telling you guys, she's really good at it. Watch my vacation recap. And she travels a lot too. She and her husband don't have children yet. They're gonna be working on that here, I think, at the end of the summer. They just got back from Dublin and London, had a great time. She did all kinds of really cool things. So check her out. It doesn't cost you any more. She doesn't charge anything extra for booking things for you, but for a small fee, she will also plan out all your itineraries if that's something you appreciate. And honestly, I'm not good at that. She's great at it. She's definitely a planner. So anyway, her name's Mandy Nedwick, and I will put her travel agent information in my description box below. So sorry for the tangent. She did ask me to give her a shout out on my YouTube channel, so I did. And I wouldn't give her a shout out if I didn't think she was awesome. And that's not just because she's my daughter. I have experienced her itineraries and she's awesome. All right, now back to what I need to do to kick this insomnia stuff I'm going through. And this is the big one for me. Address worry and anxiety. Set aside time to manage worries. Write down concerns before bed and set them aside. Now, I haven't tried that yet, but that's probably a good idea. You know, some of the work stuff, I can't change. I'm gonna have this jury trial. Well, there's a chance it might settle, so cross your fingers. But if it doesn't, I'm gonna have that next Wednesday, and it's gonna come whether I sleep or not, and whether I worry myself to death or not. So the idea of maybe writing out, literally taking a piece of paper and a pen and writing out your concerns and maybe a solution. For example, the more prepared that I get, the better I'm going to feel, and the more grasp on the situation I'm going to feel like I have. So I might try that as well. Just write your concerns down and put them aside. I like that visual too. Practice relaxation techniques. This could include deep breathing exercises, progressive muscle relaxation, or mindfulness meditation. So I've said this before, I haven't done it yet. So I need to practice what I preach. But I went on YouTube and I found a meditation slash relaxation 20-minute video to listen to before you go to sleep. And it has you, laying on your bed, listening to the person, and you slowly relax the different parts of your body. And I'm gonna go ahead and put that link in my description box below. I have watched it. I haven't done it the way you're supposed to do it yet, but if this keeps up, I'm definitely going to try it. And the one I picked to put in my description box has over 1 million views. So obviously people like it. And the person, the lady who does the speaking, does have a very soothing voice. So that's another thing to try. Now, the third thing for battling insomnia is cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, called CBT-I. And what that is a structured, evidence-based treatment. It helps to identify and change thoughts and behaviors contributing to insomnia. It is considered the best treatment for insomnia disorder and has been shown to be more effective than sleep medication in the long term. CBT-I includes techniques like stimulus control, for example, using the bed only for sleep, sleep restriction, limiting time in bed, and cognitive restructuring, changing negative thoughts about sleep. So what that means is, for example, when I wake up at 4 in the morning and I come back and I try to get back to sleep and I'm having trouble, and the longer it's taking and the more times I'm glancing at my watch or the clock, the more I'm gonna start panicking. If I only get 4 hours of sleep, I'm gonna have a rotten day. That's the kind of thinking that CBT-I wants you to change. So how it works, it says, write down negative thoughts or beliefs you have about your sleep. For example, like I just said, if I can't sleep tonight, tomorrow is going to be a miserable day. How does this thought or belief make you feel? It makes me feel panicky and desperate for sleep. Is this thought helping you change the situation? Or does it keep you stuck in your current pattern? For example, this thought keeps me stuck. Feeling panicky and desperate for sleep makes me less likely to sleep. And we're all guilty of that. I know. I do that all the time. What is an alternate thought or belief about this? For example, I've had many days of disturbed sleep before. Although I am often tired after a night of disrupted sleep, I'm usually able to go to work and have an okay day. And that's a good thought to have. Remind yourself that just because you're going to have limited sleep, it doesn't mean your day is ruined. The other thing I do when I find myself thinking along those lines is I lay there and I get very comfortable and I close my eyes and I tell myself, you know what? Even if you don't fall back to sleep, resting your body is still a help. And just rest your body and don't worry about it. And then I try to think of things that aren't the things I'm worried about. I'll think about, shows that I'm currently watching or books that I'm currently reading, not things specific to my life. Now, the night before my jury trial, not sure I'm going to be able to pull that one off, but it does work sometimes. And when I tell myself just relax, just close your eyes and rest. And if you don't fall back to sleep, it's okay. And then a lot of times I do fall back to sleep eventually. So that's basically what CBT-I is. So the fourth thing you can do to improve your sleep is don't force sleep. If you're unable to sleep, get out of bed and do something relaxing until feeling sleepy. So basically, they don't want you to associate your bed with this disruptive sleep pattern. The tossing and turning, the feeling panicky. You know, if you find that you cannot get back to sleep, then get up. And I do this sometimes. I'll come downstairs. Sometimes I'll make myself, I have some of that sleepy time tea. I'll make myself a cup of that and watch something on my iPad that isn't stressful and try to get my mind off of whatever it was that was keeping me up. And then after about a half an hour, 45 minutes, I'll go back up and I'll try to go back to sleep. And that does work sometimes. So basically, don't force sleep. And then finally, number 5, seek medical help. Now, I don't think I'm there yet, but it says, consult a healthcare provider if insomnia symptoms persist or interfere with daily life. A healthcare provider can help identify underlying medical conditions or other contributing factors. A healthcare provider can recommend appropriate treatments, such as CBTI, or medications, and will monitor your progress. So, last resort, go see your doctor. So I think currently my situation or my insomnia is more situational. I think once I get past all these trials and jury trial and things settle down that I should be okay. But there are a few techniques that I talked about that can work. And if you're like me, I'm 56 and postmenopausal, and I know a lot of you guys who watch me are right around my same age. You know, the older you get, the harder it is to sleep. I know this is really common. So, and again, I'm on this weight loss journey, and lack of sleep is not conducive to losing weight. As a matter of fact, if you're not getting enough sleep, you tend to gain weight. So it is something to keep in mind and to try to tackle head on with some of these techniques. All right, guys, well, I will see you again on Sunday for my Weight Watcher motivation segment. I'm not sure what the topic is, but I will bring it to you. And I'm not sure, I've been under so much stress that I don't feel like I've lost much weight. We'll see. I am going to weigh in at the meeting on Saturday. So I'll let you know how it worked out for me. All right. If you like this video, please like it below and subscribe to my channel. And again, thank you to all you guys who subscribed. I made it to over 2,000 subscribers. I'd still like to grow even more. So if you haven't subscribed, be sure to do that. Comment below and share this video. Share it with somebody you know who has some sleep issues. The more you guys like, comment, and share my video, the more it will tell YouTube to send it to more people. All right, emoji of the day. What should it be? How about the smiley face with the Z's? So look for that of the sleeping smiley face with the snoring Z's. And if you've liked this video and you've made it this far, stick that in the comments below. All right, I'm gonna say goodbye for now, and I will see you next time.